Yeah. I'm very pleased to have Chris Foreman in my house, in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Chris is the guitarist.
I am. I'm still in
Madness. Is still together.
They are still together, Paul.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Chris is the guitarist from Madness, and I've been looking up with my daughter this morning all the old videos and that, because you guys, I'm sure this has happened before to you, but you guys are the soundtrack of my teenage. I was about 14, 15 when you came out, and it was you were.
Yeah.
You were really central. So,
yeah, thank you.
And I'm sure you have this all the time.
Yeah.
Do you have a fan base now that continues to be old fellas like ourselves? Or
no, it's really funny. You know, we get quite a lot of people. They give their kids records, and they sort of rediscover us. So it's like, you remember Walt Disney used to do that with his films, didn't he? Every few years, every 7 years, he'd re-release them.
Yeah.
But so it's good, young people like us, when we play, you get quite a variety. Yeah, you get the old geezers, you're quite young, but you get your older generation and younger. So, and they enjoy it because it is quite enjoyable. But yes, we are still going. Somebody sent the press thing out saying the former member of Madness and a couple of people. I mean, last year we were on the Queen's roof. Where were you?
Of course you were.
Yeah. See, we didn't just get dragged out of retirement for that. I mean, we do very well live, we earn a lot of money from that. And we do albums, which cost a fortune, because we're too self-indulgent, They take... I mean, back right when we first started, we made all our money from record sales, because we sold loads... The whole record industry was different then, in the volume that you sold. And it's the tours that we didn't used to make so much money on. Now it's all really geared towards, we're sort of an arena band. Not Robbie Williams arenas, but 10,000. It's unthinkable in our early days. We would go on tour for like 6 months. Now, you just do about 12, shows. We do like a UK tour every couple of years, and then we do festivals and do albums, and
you had some time away from the band. You had the Nutty Boys for a bit, and then you had Crunch, didn't you?
Yeah, well, it's the same thing. I mean, there was a period when the band split up in '86, and then it really, some of us carried on as another name, and then I think '89, the sax player and I started writing some songs, and we did this little band, and it was a good laugh. It was a really good laugh. It's quite a bit of a cult band, and then Madness suddenly had this resurgence, they put the greatest hits out, sold millions, well, nearly a million. Sold really well, songs got back in the charts. This is '92, and one of the band knew Vince Power, Mean Fiddler.
Yeah.
And he did a thing in Finsbury Park called The Floor, and he thought, I could tack another concert on the end of that, while it's all set up, because he's great, Vince. So, we all got kind of cajoled into doing this, one comeback. And it was incredible, it was 70,000 people came to see us.
Yeah.
And that was it, we did a Christmas tour, and ever since then, been going. But about 8 years ago, the band we'd done one album since reforming. And then we started doing this covers album, and I wasn't very keen on it from the start, and then it got really on my nerves, but it was alright, but it wasn't really, I didn't really want to do that, so I left the band, moved to Brighton 7 years ago, and then they started writing some new stuff, and it was interesting and far, so I went and I played on some of it and got back in the band, But I was out for 2 years, which is quite nice, living here in anonymity, which I still do. Because I'm not really. If you saw me, you wouldn't go, "That's Chris out." You wouldn't recognise me, would you?
I will now.
You will now.
Yes, no, obviously.
I look now.
You don't look like you used to on the videos.
Yeah, no, I had hair and teeth. But so that's what brings us up to today, sort of more or less.
So living in Brighton's all cool. You enjoy. You've got kids, haven't you?
Yeah. I've got. Let's say I moved down here with 2, and now I've got 3. And when my daughter was born in Brighton, just over 7 years ago, in August,
Right.
which is very nice. And so she's a proper Brightonian, unlike the rest of us.
Yeah,
But,
same here, same with our family.
I think I think I read some funny column in Latest 7 once, and they said the last person, that's actually born in Brighton has now left. But no, it's I meet a lot of people that are from Brighton, actually, here and there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a new generation, and my daughter's the same, born in Brighton, so we're all immigrants. But she isn't. You're here. I mean, you're partly come to talk about madness and the past and what's going on now for you. I must ask you, the roof of Buckingham Palace.
Oh yeah, it really goes on.
I bet they do. I mean, it was something.
It was bizarre, because we got asked to do that, and then we also got asked to do the closing day of the Olympics, and so the Buckingham Palace. Yeah, it just was weird because we actually went up this little back stairs, and you sort of go along, and it's really kind of almost a bit like there's all these people that work there in these little rooms, and you kind of think, Christ, there's some little culture here, maybe some of them have been born here. It's really like they're nice people, but they were the sort of behind sort of upstairs downstairs thing. Madness Friends?
We were listening, my daughter just walked in the room, and we were listening to Night Boat to Cairo earlier on, weren't we? And we were listening to My Girl as well, and a couple of others. We liked them.
Yeah.
She's not going to talk, she's very busy, she's cleaning out the guinea pigs at the moment, sorting them out.
Hello.
Hello. So
that was it was weird, and it was obviously you get to meet people, But there, it really was sort of, Sir Paul McCartney. Although we've sort of met him before, and he would seem sort of like. And I'll tell you who I met. It was really great. It was Stevie Wonder. I thought you've got to go and say hello to Stevie Wonder. And of course, I said, "Hi, Stevie. I'm just a poor black kid from." So he knew I was joking. He's so funny. He was into it. I wasn't being I wasn't being racist. I was just having a joke. And then we used to play for once in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we first started. Yeah.
Did you catch him on your Axe cam? I've heard.
That started by. You must have Wikipedia'd me.
That's what we all do.
It started when
it's a short notice.
Yeah, I had a small. No, you're doing a good job. You've done some research. It started because I had this little Samsung camera. They're so small. I thought, and I started putting it on my guitar strap. And then I went up, to get a thing called a flip video, which is still my favourite one. There are lots of other ones. They've stopped making them now. Just a tiny little thing. Yeah, and I did do that, and I was filming gigs. And I did this thing called meet and greet, where, I meet people like Stevie Wonder. But all I say is hello, and that's it, That's all you get. I've sort of done a lot of people like that. And why would I anyone that turns me down, really? Because actually Duffy, we were in Australia, and I kept trying to get Duffy, which sounds a bit dodgy, but I kept trying, no, you can't do it, Duffy, you can't do it, Duffy. What's happened to her now? Hey, where is she now?
Yeah.
And I have to say, the other one who sort of turned down was Jessie J. She seems to be doing all right, but
it could come any time.
She did injure her leg. So any celebs.
Is that available? Can people?
What you do, you go on. It's got very complicated. Our website's very complicated now, but we've got a section which is a YouTube.
Yeah.
Section, but it's so segregated into different categories. But somewhere you find all these things of me. I've met everybody. It's quite fun doing that. Yeah, I think at the Jubilee I really did a good one. And Rolf Harris is in there, so I'll have to.
Might have to snip it.
No, innocent until proven guilty.
Absolutely.
But it's only allegedly.
Yeah.
I read private eye. So that's quite fun. But I have got a bit. I haven't done it so much lately. Yeah, and obviously during the gigs I'd film songs. But I thought, I've done about every song. So in fact, my latest project, she's not finished, is A Day in My Life.
Oh yeah.
I get up, I talk to my daughter, and I get on the train, and I went to London. We did Strictly Come Dancing the other day.
Oh yeah.
So I did that. Yeah, it's quite. I know. I thought it's quite amusing. I have still working on it because I filmed. The Dorset pub.
Yeah.
I go in there quite a bit, and I know the owner. He's a really nice guy called Mark, sort of rockabilly type, And I was with him the other night, and I said, Mark, I want to do this thing where I come up and you throw me out, you know. Well, not throw me out, bar me. And he was brilliant. I was sort of, at the time, by then I was a bit refreshed, and I pushed the wrong button. You know, this may have happened to you every now and then. Yeah. So when I thought I was recording him and wasn't, when I thought I wasn't doing... No, but he's great, and I said, tonight I'm going to hopefully go back and he'll recreate
the experience.
Yeah, it's just something else.
So you're going down to the Theatre Royal tonight, are you? Is it tonight?
Possibly, I don't know. I don't want to get mobbed by... yeah. We've got this musical on. If there are any people out there that like a good musical, don't go and see this one. No, I mean, sorry, go and see this one. Yeah, it's really good. It's if you want to know the story, can't really give it all away. But it's not you know, about how Madness started or anything like that. It's called Our House. It's on the Theatre Royal from today, the 4th of November, it's going on, to the 9th. Now it's really good. It's the guy that wrote it's called Tim Firth, and he's a very good writer. And it was originally on in London a long time ago, you know, maybe 10 or 11 years ago. It was on in London, but it couldn't compete with, you know, the big guns, you know, the sort of We Will Rock Yous and that. And yeah, it closed, but ever since then it's sort of, you know, it's not like we don't sit there raking in cash from it at all. You know, we get a sort of knock-on fee, and what happens is, you know, there's amateur productions all the time. It's really, really popular, just all the time. People want to put it on. There's at schools, local amateur groups, or whatever. And I went to actually Patcham High School. Did a version. Somebody told me they're putting it on, and I went, and it's just brilliant. You know, I went and met with the kids because the kids really like it because he's, you know, the baggy trousers and he's in it, you know, and it's about young people. It's about choices that you make in life. You know, you go one way or the other. That's what it's about, you know. And it's not one of those, you know, it's raining, and then they all start singing "Sun and the Rain." It's not, you know, like the songs are just tagged into this tenuous.
They're part of the story.
Yeah. It's a good story, and the lyrics of the songs complement the story. You know, he wrote the story, then he tried to squeeze it. No, you know, he tried to think, what one would go there, and what one, because a lot of our songs, you know, most of our songs got, you know, pretty good lyrics about things that are quite social, even though we weren't overtly political. I mean, my friend Lee, who plays the sax, you know, he's a very good lyricist, but his lyrics are very oblique. They're hard to, you know, we could look at them and go, I know what that's about. Yeah. Because he wrote a song called Embarrassment, which said, you know, our mum don't want to know you, and, you know, and you're an embarrassment. And what it was, is his sister had a mixed race kid. That's what it was about. Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to sort of put the specials down, but, you know, their songs were very, you know, just because you're a black kid, and they were very, you know, right up there. It was, you know, do you know what I mean? The message was clear, but quite a few of our songs, were social comment, and then some of them were just stupid pop songs, you know. But, you know, it would be funny. It was like Baggy Trousers. Suggs wrote because of the Pink Floyd song, you know, Another Brick in the Wall, and Teacher Lead Them. And he said, God, at his school, it was like they used to drive the teachers mad. Yeah. Obviously, at these sort of public schools, it was like, you're going to get flogged, you know, and you're going to be his fag, or whatever they call, you know what I mean? It's all horrible. But, you know, I mean, when I was at school, we terrorised the teachers. The way around. Having nervous breakdowns. So, that's what that was about. That's a great bit of this musical when they do Baggy Trousers. It's the sort of end of term. Right. At school, or you know, and they're all going to leave. I'm giving it away now. But I remember, I know you wouldn't think this looking at me, how rugged I am, and manly. But you know, the first time I saw it, I cried. You know, when they did, it was so good. You know, and there's a couple of moments in it that are quite emotional for me. And but I'm a bit of a softie, I suppose. Really, aren't we all?
The show's on Monday to Saturday, 4th Saturday, 9th of November.
Matinees, I think.
And there are matinees.
Yeah, I can't remember when. Maybe Friday.
Saturday there's a 2:30, Friday's a 5:30 and an 8:30, and then Monday to Thursday and Saturday evening 7:45. Tickets from the normal places, also from the Theatre Royal. Chris, it's lovely talking to you, and it's really nice of you to come in, especially to do this
especially
for
to see you. I could just put in your garage.
Yeah, just squeeze the car in. And it's really nice of you to do that. And it seems to me, I mean, we don't know because we're just looking at the videos, and we're looking at it from the outside. But Madness looked like a real kind of.
Don't say it.
Well, okay, I'll do my best not to say what you expect.
No, go on.
But they look like you look like you're having a good time. You look like you're not taking anything too seriously. But you were doing something really, like you say. Some of the messages in there might be slightly bleak, but they are there.
Yeah.
But you were also giving people a good time. It seemed like you were all having a really good time with it. Was that the case? I mean, was it?
Yeah, I mean, at the time, it's a sort of cliche. We were fairly young. I wasn't that young. I was like 23, and I had a kid. I had a sort of 3-year-old kid. When we first sort of 1979, but it was it just didn't stop for a couple of years. We just at it all the time. Did quite a lot of albums in that period, and a lot of touring. And then it sort of wanes. And it got. But I think people come and see us and they expect a good old laugh and a good to hear all those songs and for our own our own enjoyment. Obviously, we write new ones so we can put the new ones in. So it's not just exactly the same songs. Hello.
Well, a lot of the old bands do, don't they? I mean, you see them going round and round, and it is all the old stuff, and that's all people seem to want. People
want it. I mean, I don't know. I was saying to someone earlier, like AC/DC, I love them.
Yeah.
And they're the same as us. They probably sell a lot more records, but they got those absolute classics. Yeah, and they do new albums, and actually they're I am quite a fan. Their albums are always good. They're really good. Yeah, they're quite a humorous band. And I've been going to see them, Man and Boy. I went to see them at the Marquee in London in something like 1970. There's like no one, and Angus was on the floor in front, like there. He got off the stage and he's rolling around on the floor, and I couldn't hear for 3 days and so on. But you go and see them, and they're not going to do. This is our concert jazz album.
Yeah.
Are they? Yeah, they're going to do what you want, which is what we do. And you either like it or.
When are you guys back on the road again? You said every couple of years.
Not this year. I mean, this year we've done. We've done a few things. We did Alexandra Palace a couple of weeks ago, which we've never done before, because we are essentially a London band.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a massive venue, and that's quite interesting. And we've done a few things, and we're doing Butlins in a couple of weeks, which again, it sounds horrendous. It sounds like, man, it's Butlins, and that's exactly what I thought when we got offered it. And it's actually really good because we do it in Minehead. Sold out, everybody. You can't. I mean, it's so popular, and they have loads of little rooms there. We have films on, we had our films on, but we have all these people like Norman J DJing, and Don Letts, and my wife, is quite sort of. She said, I wouldn't mind coming. Like one year we had Maverick Sabre on. We get a lot of really good people on, and a lot of stuff happening. Yeah, it's real fun. I mean, last year. We put the tickets on sale straight away for this year, and we sold about 1,700 immediately. That's a lot, I mean, all right. You have to put a deposit of £100. Some people can't, sadly they can't afford it or whatever. But you know what I mean? So they have to cancel it, or it might be. Sometimes we do find out what the reason is, and if it's acceptable, we might, not charging the deposit, but. It's quite a thing that obviously you look at it and you think, Madness Butlins. I couldn't think of anything, but it's a right laugh. I mean, I even stay there.
Right.
I stay in Butlins because the first year they got us a hotel which was in this nice little village, but it was so couldn't get a phone signal. There was no restaurants with suitable, with enough Michelin stars, and so I just thought, I'll go and stay in Butlins, and it's such a right laugh. Yeah, because you just go out with your lovely fans that really, they're paying my wages. You go out with them, you get blotto, they see what an idiot you are, and everything, and it's fun, it's fun. Obviously I couldn't do it for a week.
Not anymore.
It's a 3-day thing, and we only play 2 of those days.
Yeah.
And we try and do something different on one of the days. Funny enough, the last 2 years it's been our new album. But the first year it was like a work in progress, you know, and we did it like as though we were all dressed normally, and the stage it was quite funny, all scruffy, you know, and we were talking and stuff. And then last year we'd done the album, so, you know, we did the album. This year we're going to do something else. We're going to do another one of our albums that everybody likes, you know. But it's fun, yeah. It's fun, and it's not as... Yeah, Butlins, yeah, it's one of those sort of British institutions, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you ever get time to look on their website, the first Butlins we did, they let us use a load of old Butlins films. Yeah, come to Butlins. You know, and I mucked around with them, and I put all stuff in them, you know, bits of us, bits from our videos in them, you know, and really mucked around, and they were all right with it, you know, they're quite, you know, it's you know, because people should go on holiday in England, shouldn't.
There's plenty of places to go. There are
yeah, all right. Butlins, Minehead, where you can go. But, no, it is. It's quite nice down there, you know, and yeah, the people that work there are nice. And you know, it's quite. It's fun.
Well, it's nice to know that Madness are alive and well and living in Butlins.
Living in Butlins and Brighton. Yeah, when I'm not in Brighton, I'm in Butlins. So.
Well, do go to the show.
It's
Our
very
House
good,
at the Theatre Royal. Possibly at some point in the Dorset, you might see Chris being barred or thrown out by the management. And look up the Axe Cam on their website.
Yes, it's Madness MTV.
Right.
If you look that up, then you kind of go to our YouTube page, but now it's all so organised, so you can't really. Do you know what I mean? YouTube's just. Oh man, I'll start my own YouTube, I think.
Yeah, well, I'm savvy with all that stuff. They'll sort it out. Thanks very much for coming in, mate.
Thanks,
it's been really nice of you to speak to us. Good job.
Yeah. How long was that?